Originally, the Innovation Hub was planned to be an all-technology place where people can come and geek out, but there's a lot of collaborative workspace and new technologies. I think we're growing quickly. We're starting to have more and more programs. We have, 5, 6, 7 workshops a week going on now.
What's nice about having the Innovation Hub is that there's constantly new technology coming out and showing us how it could be used to solve problems. So things like 3D printers or VR that could be used to potentially solve a problem is something that we're learning about.
Oh, it's fantastic. We're really excited to have the first big event in the Innovation Hub, wtih. This is our 7th wtih. We're showcasing students' innovations with technology. It's so more appropriate to have it here in our own Innovation Hub, right on Landis Green, where students are coming and going and just enjoying seeing what their classmates are doing with technology. wtih is unique in that it's interdisciplinary. It's students from all different disciplines doing creative things with technology.
There's a passion for entrepreneurship, and there's a great amount of skill on this campus, right? I think wtih is a perfect combination of that, where it tells people like, hey, take that idea that you have, hey, take that passion you have and turn it into something. And I think that's why it's so great that we have now the Innovation Hub, because it kind of gives us a place to go. We want to turn idea into creation.
So the Innovation Hub is a $2.5 million renovation from the provost of the first floor of the Shores building. And the purpose of the Innovation Hub is to bring students together, preferably freshmen as soon as they come to campus, teach them about innovative practices like design thinking, and give them access to the latest technologies so immediately they can start working together in interdisciplinary teams, practicing design thinking, and coming up with solutions to the world's wicked problems.
People tell you, go to school, graduate college, get a job. Right? It's always the same kind of formula, but not everybody does how to do that, and they say do something that you love. Don't do it for the money, do it for for your passion. Well, I didn't really understand that sentiment until I started wtih, right? Because now I'm fixing a problem, it's my own. It's not something that's from somewhere else, and I'm buying it off the shelf and making it. And it's really taught me that happiness is about being able to own something, be able to chase your passion, getting up in the morning to do something you love. And none of that would have been possible. None of that, to get as far as we have, to be where we are, would not have been possible without the innovation. I'm not the only one that can do this. Anybody can do this, right? Being an entrepreneur is not something that's specific to any major, any kind of person, any background. Anybody can do it, and we need more places like this to let us actually go out and do it.
wtih is students innovating with technology. It's awesome that Florida State puts this on. I think students need acknowledgement for their hard work and effort, and we need to drive more innovation and creativity on campus. And so exposing these projects to the campus community inspires others. It gives the creators a good sense of worthwhileness and just gives them the acknowledgement that they deserve.
Our goal right now is to make scuba diving more approachable.
The energy here is fantastic. The enthusiasm in the students, the excitement, just the happiness and the connections we're creating between students, it's all well worthwhile.
A design sprint, in essence, is just running through the ideation process very quickly. It's a lot of ideas in a very short amount of time. as helpful as design sprints are as kind of figuring out these very quick solutions, we need sustainable partnerships to make them work. So that's why we have multiple partners that are going to be attending the event from multiple child welfare agencies in Tallahassee, who are then going to work with our students in Design for America to hopefully continue this project past the design sprint.
And so that's what more students are going to be doing. They're going to be studying the problem and the caseworkers experiencing the problem more deeply. They're going to be bringing more minds to the process and seeing if they can, develop more unique solutions. So hopefully we'll get even more interesting ideas as the semester progresses. So we have IBM, Design for America, College of Social Work, the Innovation Hub, and then we have all these students from all different degree programs. So really, the coordination of this whole thing is miraculous. It's been 6 months in the making, but ultimately it's just falling together really naturally.
So I think what we're trying to do in our own way here with this evening is to really break out of rigid forms of thinking and problem solving, be in the room with people that we're normally not in the room with new methodologies for thinking and planning, and being with experts in the area of technology, being in the room with people who have deep content knowledge about the child welfare system and the struggles families are facing, and then bringing students who are in many ways naturally creative, have a fresh look at things, are not hung up on defending conventional points of view.
They were learning about what we do in child welfare, but at the same time they were learning the process of design thinking, of doing root cause analysis and identifying solutions to drive outcomes.
I think it also inspires them to see that education is not something that just happens in the classroom, but it's something that expands beyond the classroom and even the university. So students being able to participate in something like this, I think is just, we cannot even capture what the impact could be.
This promises to be very exciting to see what emerges.
Where we are today in social work is a field that is overwhelmed. The problem is there are not enough case managers, and the burnout rate is actually fairly high. And so that creates almost, I don't want to say a crisis, but it creates a situation where it becomes difficult to provide this level of service to some of these families that many case managers feel they deserve.
I feel like, the turnover at this point is a crisis already. I feel as though it will not get any better unless we can improve some aspects of the job, because I think the workforce of tomorrow, and they were very vocal about it tonight, they're looking for that self-care. They are looking for that work-life balance.
So there's a whole range of issues and problems that students and teachers and people with experience in design can kind of sink their teeth into and try some new approaches.
Most people don't see health and human services as a profession intersecting at all with technology. And what's unique about it is it's one of the best spaces to collaborate.
But the more diversity you have and the more different opinions you have coming to the problem will help you develop a solution that's going to satisfy the most amount of people, right?
A lot of people go into social work thinking that, hey, they want to change the world, but they think they're going to change the world alone. And so design thinking reminds us that we can change the world, but it's much easier to do it if we have other people helping us do it.
And so that's the key to design thinking is my shirt basically talks about what design thinking is. It begins with empathy. It begins with a problem. I mean, you start with a problem, you empathize with the problem, which means, some of this is just traditional research, field research, understanding it, but also really empathizing with the people who are experiencing that problem. And then there's ideation. Well, there's kind of reframing the problem in between, but there's ideation, so there's methods for coming up with great ideas, like we're seeing these students learn tonight. And then after you come up with a number of good ideas. You decide on which one to move forward, and you start prototyping and building that idea.
And it sort of taps in the side of your brain that you might not always be using. And so it generates more innovative thoughts, and it allows people to build ideas, as crazy as they may be, and they can build on each other's ideas to the point that it can result in a way of thought or an idea or a product or an outcome that would have not otherwise been achieved in a traditional sit around a table meeting.
There are no boundaries, there are no limits. You can be as creative as you'd like to. I think it just will inspire learning in a different way.
Collaborative problem solving, empathizing with people with problems. You know, the whole design thinking methodology is just good for the universe, you know.